Hello friends, it's Goran from the Majestic Bean channel. If this is your first time seeing my face without a mustache and my bald head, I want to welcome you. If you want to become a better home barista, start now by subscribing to our channel and pressing the bell button. That way you get notified every time we post a new video or do a live stream. In today's video, we're gonna do a tamper comparison test. You see, tampers are a very important tool that helps us make delicious espresso. It's also one of the first purchases we make as baristas. Tampers come in all shapes and sizes. So today we're gonna cover the basics and hopefully will help you make the proper decision. What I have here are 3 different tampers from different price ranges and different shapes and build quality as well. To my right, I have the Barista Hustle flat base tamper, 58.4mm base. In the middle is a 58mm Sunbeam Convex tamper. As you can see, it wiggles, so the base is convex. And to my left, I have this little piece of shit tamper that comes as standard with the Gaggia Classic. Let's talk about these 2 tampers for a minute. The main difference between these 2 is the base of the tamper. The Barista Hustle tamper is a flat base tamper, which means when you are tamping the coffee puck, the pressure distributes evenly across all of the surface of the coffee puck. The Sunbeam tamper to my left is a convex base tamper, meaning when you are tamping on top of the coffee puck, the center of this tamper makes more pressure than the outer ring of it. Now let's talk a bit about each individual tamper. The Barista Hustle tamper costs 80 Australian dollars. It's a 58.4mm tamping base, and let's see how much it weighs. So it weighs exactly 260 grams. The Sunbeam tamper in the middle is a 58mm tamping base with a convex shape. It costs around 15 to 20 Australian dollars, but you could probably find a cheaper tamper out there on the market, depending on how much you're willing to spend. It weighs 330 grams, and you should take the weight of the tamper into account, because the heavier the tamper, the more workload you experience, because you'll be using it a lot and you'll create strain on your wrist and your elbow and across the arm as well. So take that into account. The plastic toy that comes with the Gaggia Classic weighs 20 grams, but it also has a 56mm base. That's not ideal for tamping coffee, and if I was you, I would just throw it in the bin. What we're gonna do now is do a little test using each one of these tampers. I'm gonna start with the same grind setting and the same recipe, and then we're gonna compare each espresso shot by tasting it. We're gonna measure the extraction time of each shot as well. And lastly, we'll be using a bottomless portafilter to see how the extraction progresses with each individual tamper. Here we are, guys, we're done with the test. We have 3 different espressos in front of me, but we used the same recipe for all of these, which is 19 grams of coffee in, 40 grams yield. The extraction times vary as well between each individual tamper. The taste varies as well. So let's get into it. Let's start with the Gaggia Classic tamper, this little plastic toy that comes with the new machine out of the box. The extraction of this espresso here was very weird. We experienced a lot of donuting, which means that the outer ring of the espresso started flowing first, and then it slowly progressed towards the inside of the coffee puck, which means that the center of the coffee puck was packed much denser than the outside layer of it. That's not surprising because this tamper is a 56 millimeter base, so it's expected that the inner circle of the coffee puck will be packed much denser than the outer circle. When it comes to the taste of this espresso, this is what I wrote down on my phone. It tasted hollow, under-extracted, and it had a very unpleasant bitterness. So it extracted at 28 seconds, which seems alright for an espresso shot, but the ultimate decider is the taste, and the taste is very bad. Let's move on to the Sunbeam 58mm Convex Tamper. This shot extracted at 28 seconds, just like the previous shot. Donuting was still present, although the inner area of the basket filled in much faster than the previous one, suggesting that the tamper created more pressure in the inside of the puck than the outer area of it. When it comes to taste, this shot tasted creamier. It had more clarity and less unpleasant bitterness than the previous one, although it still didn't taste delicious the way I would like it to be. And last but not least, in this little red Ferrari cup, we have the espresso that was tamped with the Barista Hustle tamper. I actually made 4 shots using the Barista Hustle tamper. I was expecting a much longer extraction time than the other shots because I thought that the espresso puck would be more denser across the board, which would improve the extraction and also make the extraction time a bit longer than the previous ones. But that wasn't the case. All of the shots that I made were extracting at around 23 seconds with the same grind setting as all the other shots that I was making before. So it was very weird. Then I went to taste these shots and I was mind blown. All of them tasted delicious, although they were extracted at around 23 to 24 seconds. What I wrote down here in the notes for the Barista Hustle tamper is that it was the best tasting shot so far out of all of these tampers. Not the perfect shot by any means, because the distribution of the coffee puck could be improved. The espresso tasted balanced. It was complex with enough sweetness and complementary acidity. So overall, out of all of these espressos, the one that was tamped by the Barista Hustle tamper was by far the best. I'm very surprised by the results of this test, especially I'm surprised by the part of the Barista Hustle tamper. This shot, as I said, extracted at 23 seconds, and it should taste the worst, but it actually tasted the best. And I don't have an idea why this is the case. Okay, so we just finished filming another video, and it's been probably around 3 weeks since we filmed this tamper video as well. And I've actually had some time to think about the reasons why the espresso that was tamped with the Barista Hustle tamper tasted best, although it had the fastest extraction time. A possible reason for that is the fact that the Barista Hustle tamper actually covers the whole surface area of the coffee puck when you're tamping it. So that way you're applying the same amount of pressure across the board, across the coffee puck, which enables you to have an even puck extraction basically, and even coffee density across the board. So for example, when you're tamping with a smaller tamper, you have the inside of the coffee puck being denser than the outside of the coffee puck, which means an uneven extraction. So the water is being stopped, or at least the water is flowing slower in the middle and faster in the outer layers of the coffee puck.
and then you kind of have the average extraction time of the both. Whereas with the Barista Hustle Tamper, you have this even puck pressure across the board, an even extraction, and probably a faster extraction time because of that as well. But also, an even extraction actually always tastes better than an uneven extraction. So although it's extracted at 23 seconds, the extraction was even across the board, so that's why we got that clarity and sweetness of the espresso. Also, the fact that the shot extracted at around 23-24 seconds actually means that the Barista Hustle Tamper enables me to grind even finer. Now, for those of you who don't know, grinding finer actually enables you to bump up your extraction percentage. That means you can extract more from the coffee, extract better flavors sometimes, which ultimately means that by using the Barista Hustle Tamper, I can grind finer and unlock more potential from my coffee beans. So that's also another added benefit of using this tamper compared to the other two tampers I used in that video. And I don't know, it just got me thinking. So I hope this kind of makes sense. And let me know in the comments below what you think about it. I'm definitely gonna recommend using the Barista Hustle Tamper or an equivalent of it that actually covers the whole coffee puck. So if you haven't yet bought a precision tamper, do yourself a favor and get one.
So this is the part where I'm gonna let you guys comment below and let me know why you think this shot tasted the best. I also wanna ask you which tamper you're using at home and what's your experience with it. That's all for today, guys. If you like this video and you learned something new, press the like button and subscribe to our channel. Also, if you wanna buy us a coffee, you can do that by pressing the PayPal link in the description below. With that being said, I thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.